needs to stay the same?
Nothing needs to stay the same for me. I like change. I think the whole world and universe and everything's in flux and in change anyway, so I just kind of go with the flow. I like change. All traditions have changed anyway. Original marriage started out as probably trading a couple cows and, you know, putting a red dot of blood on each other's forehead or something. I mean, it's all changed. It's all good. So to me, nothing needs to stay the same. Everything.
Okay, well then this question: what signs will you recognize, Brett, that are evidence that change is happening, that positive change is happening?
Change or positive change?
I think, you know, we started out the conversation. I think the implication is positive change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so there is all this talk about change.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm curious also from both of you, when you see what will be a sign to you that change is, or signs that change is actually occurring, that it's not just this cool idea that things
I think
are
it'll be physical and what's the conscious, and it'll be a subconscious change as well. I mean, you'll be able to feel more free about what she will be able to speak freely. People won't have to be as guarded about a lot of things. I think it'll just be a general turn in consciousness. I read a quote on it was the wall of the Wooden Knife Cafe. I lived in 20 different states pretty extensively, but before I moved to California. And I read a quote on the Wooden Knife Cafe in the Badlands of South Dakota, and it said author unknown, but it said, "I'd rather my mind be opened by wonder than closed by belief." And for some reason, it just rings through a lot of different things to me. As all I do in my life is travel. I do a ton of photography. I'm the person that has to go around, a ton of kayaking, canoeing, whitewater. I'll get into a canyon, and everybody else will stop, and I'll go for the next 3 days by myself solo because I have to see what's around the next corner. I like the change. I like the flow. I like what it has to offer as far as adventure. That, to me, is the way everything's going to change. Just because a guy said it's going to change doesn't mean it wasn't going to already. It just, by him getting everybody enthusiastic about it, maybe that might be the facilitation of the positive change, as opposed to what negative change was happening. It's always changing.